Hello, welcome back to the 3-Minute Devar. This week's portion is Parshat Bamidbar. Bamidbar is known as the Book of Numbers because Bamidbar is full of numbers. If you look through this week's portion, it is full of numbers telling us exactly how many members each tribe in Israel had, how many members there were in the Jewish people in total, and lots of different numbers, basically. Not only that, but the Torah also tells us each tribe in Israel had their own flag. And thirdly, it tells us that each tribe in Israel had their own place in the formation of travel. They didn't just travel in any way, shape, or form, but they traveled in a very specific way. Reuven, the tribe of Reuven, in a certain place, Shimon in his place, and so on and so forth. Why is it so important that Torah goes at great length to explain to us the number of each tribe, the formation of travel, the flag? Why is this relevant to us? And I think, to me, one of the main messages the Torah is telling us is that each of those tribes wasn't just another tribe, wasn't just another member of the Jewish people, but they had their own unique qualities, they had their own unique strengths, and they needed to play at those strengths. Not to look at the other tribes and think, well, they have talents that we don't have, they have qualities and strengths that we don't have, but recognize that each and every one of them was valuable in their own right, and they just needed to be who they were to contribute in the best way possible. The same is true with us. Each and every one of us has our own strengths, has our own God-given talents, has our own understandings, has our own way of contributing to the world. If we recognize that, and if we looked deep within and found what it is we have to offer, we could contribute in the most amazing way. If we keep on looking at what other people have to offer and thinking about how we can be more like them and play at their strengths, then we are limiting ourselves and we're not going to be able to contribute in the best way possible. The message of this week's portion is that if we use our own strengths and recognize that we have our own abilities and our own talents, then that is the best and only way that we can possibly contribute. This is such an important message, not just for the portion of Bamidbar, but an important message to remember and recognize when it comes to Shavuot as well. Each and every one of the Jewish people received the very same Torah. But each and every one of us have our own relationship with that Torah, and we have our own way of understanding that Torah. And if we would recognize that and appreciate that we have the ability to have our own relationship with it, then we would be able to appreciate it so much more. There is so much more to be said about this, and it's impossible to condense it in 3 minutes. But if you want to find out more, please do join us for our Shavuot program, where we will discuss this and together come to a common understanding, or perhaps a different understanding, but at least be able to discuss it. Shabbat Shalom, Chag Sameach.